Howdy folks, SJ Poor here at Little Face Brewing in the bar. It's maintenance time. Today I'm moving some kegs around. I pulled 2 kegs out. I'm going to do a deep cleaning of those lines and I reconfigured my kegs in a manner that they all fit. Now I have a tall collar on here made out of 2x6s. This is made out of 2x6s, and I have a mixture of stubby kegs and the tall kegs. So with the way my keezer is, I can fit 4 of the tall kegs down inside the keezer, and then I put a stubby one up on the top. Now I can fit a stubby one in on the one side, but I can never get more than 2 stubbies down in there. It's just too tight of a fit. So sometimes I've got to reconfigure my kegs around so that I can get them all to fit down in there properly, so everything looks good. So as you can see, I have a stubby keg sitting up on the hump, and then 4 kegs down in the bottom. They're all marked so that I know what they are. These are the 2 lines right here that I'm going to do the deep clean on. I've already removed the tap handles, so we're going to get to cleaning. As I stated earlier, I have the stubby kegs and the tall kegs. These are converted over into ball lock. Some of these were pin locks, and I converted them over to ball lock, so I have the same fittings, you know, across the board instead of going back and forth between pin and ball lock kegs. So while they might be stubby and tall, they're all ball locks. So you can show there's a pretty good size difference between, like, these are short and fat, these are tall and skinny. You set this up on top of there, you can see there's a good, these are a good 1/4 inch fatter the whole way around, which depending on your keezer can cause you issues. I have my taps all tore apart. So there's a tap handle. I have a handy brush that we can run in here, run through all of the openings to get them nice and clean. So you have your spigot, you have your plunger, and handle. So these have all been soaking. They're actually fairly clean. I'm going to put them back in and finish cleaning them the rest of the way. But that's nice and shiny again. There's still a little more that can come off of that part to clean them up real good. It's beer stone. So we're just going to let these guys sit here and soak while we work on the other thing. So we have our little washers that we want to make sure we don't lose. So I'm going to pop those guys in there as well. And this is the hookup to the back side of the tap. And as you can see, this line is pretty dirty. I don't always tear these apart and go that clean with them. But it is a good idea to either tear these guys completely apart. Which what I want to do is go ahead and unhook. We're going to slide that guy back, and we're going to see if we can't pop these off. And if I can't, I'll just cut it. I have plenty of line to try and, there we go. I have plenty of line to be able to go through and clean these up. The other thing is you can see there's a bit of crud and grime on the inside of these. So I'm going to go ahead, there's a little slot on the top that you can go in here and you can take it apart. Now it's just a turn or two. It's a very thick thread. So you'll have that, and then you'll have a little screen in there. That's the inner parts of the tap. So now we can actually see through that. So I'm going to go ahead and let them clean as well. I'm while we're doing that, here's the empty line, as you can see. And now that it's empty, you can see there's some old beer and everything that's kind of still laying in that line. So we're going to go ahead and run some warm water through this. Try and push as much of that dirt out as I can. There we go. That's just tap water, so that cleaned it a little bit. I'm going to also go ahead and put this down in and let the cleaner do its thing as well. And then we'll be back using this brush. So this has been soaking for a little while. We're going to go ahead and start running this long brush down through the tube and try and get it nice and clean on the inside. Okay, there's a little spot right here in the middle where I need to get at yet. And just get clean at that spot now. Yep. Looks good. And pull it out. Boom. We got the lines all clean. They're sitting in the other bucket, soaking some more just to get anything else out of it that we can. As you can see from the color of that one, they were pretty dirty, along with the taps that were in there. So I also like to just take this then and run it through here as well. Get a little bit of, get all that nice and cleaned out. Some more cleaner. That way everything is squeaky clean. So you want to reassemble it. You want your slot to the top. Slide it in to where it's right in the middle, like so. And then take your end, put it in the slot, and tighten your nut up. Now I only like to take these finger tight because you got to take it apart again at some point. Alright, so that's all nice and clean. We'll go ahead and put it back on. Take your wrench. Everything is nice and clean and tight. There we go. And we'll do the same with the other one. Tap number 1. And tap number 2. There we go. All back together, nice and clean, the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so O-ring goes on that. Spring goes together like so. Drop that down inside. Take your top, Grab the screwdriver. You don't want to go crazy on tightening that down. And they're back together. Clean hose clamp. See if this is going to fit on there nice and tight. If not, I'll cut it off. Nope, we're good to go. We're good to go. Slide the hose clamp back up on and tighten. Reassembled. Grab our 2 gaskets for the where the stem connects for both of them, and let's go hook these bad boys back up. All right, set our gaskets down here. My handy dandy towel. Take one of the lines. We're just going to hang that over that end so that it's out of the way. Let's go ahead and hook this up. Sure everything's closed. It's a little crooked. We need to find tab 2. Everything's open. Alright. Let's pour beer. These two are what we just cleaned the lines for. This is the brown ale, and this one is actually a Belgian. So, let's give these guys a go. Now these are carbonated, as you can see. This one, the carbonation went down a little bit more on than this one. The brown was actually only half a keg, as this keg's been around for a while. Yeah, that's a nice solid brown. Really is. Just a solid brown ale. And the Belgian. Let's see where we're at with this one. Picking up some of the Belgian notes, a little bit of banana. It's not much getting through the head. Let's give it a go. These are nice, freshly cleaned tap lines. It's actually a Belgian pale, so it actually has a hint of the Belgian, little bit of that clove, bubble gum, but it also has a nice dryness, and I'm picking up some of the hop profile in this. Nice. Very clean. Very nice. So there you go. That is annual maintenance on your beer lines and stuff. Taking the hose brush to them and using plenty of cleaner and sanitizer and warm water. Clean those lines right up nice. Make it a nice, clean, crisp beer. Cheers. It's nice. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. Brew beer. Brew wonderful beer.